The following contest is a 15-minute breakaway limit steel cage match, and this is for the EIF Intercontinental Championship. Introducing first on his way to the ring, he is the challenger, representing the game Triple H. From Cleveland, Ohio, DZ. So now finally, after nearly after over 3.5 hours here at WrestleMania, it is time for gold to be put up for grabs for the first time. This is the first of 5 championship defenses here at WrestleMania 9. The Intercontinental Championship has been defended successfully only one time, and it was the first title ever successfully defended in EIF history at WrestleMania by Atomic Wolf at WrestleMania 4. And of course, for the first time in 2 years, you can see above DZ, a steel cage will be set to lower surrounding the ring. DZ and Beatdown, this is a rematch for these two for the Intercontinental Championship. The last time, there was a lot of running around between both of them on the outside. This time there will be nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. They will be locked and trapped inside the rage that is a steel cage. DZ has been in multiple 15-minute breakaway limit steel cage matches. This will be Beatdown's first time ever in this steel structure here in Extreme International Fighting. DZ tied for the league lead in consecutive appearances among active superstars at a WrestleMania. This is 6th consecutive WrestleMania dating back to 2011. He's tied with one Hostile Exile. In DZ, one category he leads by himself. His matches played, he has played more matches than any superstar in this league's history, nearly 550. His next one will be against a superstar rated R. Introducing his opponent, from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, representing the Rated R Superstar Edge. He is the current reigning and defending EIF Intercontinental Champion, the Beatdown. And so Beatdown getting set for his first championship match at a WrestleMania. And this is actually Beatdown's WrestleMania debut here in EIF. So the advantage in terms of experience in matches played, WrestleMania appearances, championship matches, and steel cage matches all favors DZ. And of course, the history of WrestleMania has not been kind to those champions that have walked in. WrestleMania, career long for all 8 WrestleManias we have had, holds a roughly 33% success rate for champions. As you can see, the cage has lowered, and we are ready. The steel cage has lowered onto the ring, and that is where we will leave it to take it to Xbox Live, where these two superstars will be trapped inside. The rules are very simple for a 15-minute breakaway limit. We covered it earlier during our pre-show, but if you were not there, then we can cover this for you once more. And of course, Beatdown may not have been there, DZ may not have been there, and the competitors deserve a right to know. We will tell the competitors first and foremost that what they should know is the match is up. You can go ahead and join that game. Don't need an invite. The second thing we want to let everybody know is these are the rules. This is a 15-minute breakaway limit steel cage match. Let's try saying that 10 times fast. Basically, both DZ and Beatdown will be accompanied by myself and Ratluck, who are watching. This is set up as a tag team match. So as you guys had seen before, Ratluck and I would both end up getting counted out in a match and disqualified. This is not the case. This time, Ratluck and I will begin by climbing the steel cage. When we climb the steel cage and escape, then the match will begin upon my ringing of the bell. I'll confirm with both superstars that they are ready, and the match will begin. As soon as the match begins, the timer does as well. For 15 minutes, these superstars cannot escape the cage, and the only way to win is to escape the cage. When the 15 minutes are up, they may begin to try and escape. They are not allowed, even though this was allowed in some previous breakaway limits, they are not allowed to hit a finisher at the 14-minute, 50-second mark and stay up on the top of the cage for 10 seconds and escape. That is not allowed. Of course, they can They can still hit the finisher at the 14-minute and 50-second mark if they want. But you cannot climb the cage until 15 minutes have expired. So the fun of that is that one of these superstars will have to find a way to calculatively use their offense. Reversals are, now that they have been implemented in terms of a strategic use, they're even more important in matches like this. And it'll be interesting to see how these superstars fare. Again, first time in 2 years that the steel structure known as the steel cage hovers around the ring. And you can see that right now, obviously, would not be an ideal camera angle. That's why Rallick and I are leaving. This should help, although Titus O'Neil, I didn't realize, will be in the background the whole time. Don't mind Titus. Shouldn't help. Shouldn't affect the targeting too much. There I am. All right. DZ, are you ready? Beatdown, are you ready? All right, when I ring the bell, the timer will begin. This match, again, is for the Intercontinental Championship, first of 5 title matches here at WrestleMania 9. Ding, ding, ding. And so 15 minutes begin to tick. Beatdown, trying to start all, and an error has occurred, and I'm already disconnected. A record 8-second, 15-minute breakaway limit. The shortest breakaway limit cage match in EIF history. We take a break, but 2K never does. They're always on board to attack. Hey, at least this time I know I can get out of the camera angle. Network error has occurred. Oh, all the excitement. All right, well, I'm going to make this match. And in the meantime, hey, at least we have plenty of advertisements for plugs, including a very important advertisement, which is going to be the EIF raffle drawing. Yes, remember that? So for those of you that were listening on Twitch over the last several weeks, you'll know that about 2 months ago, we announced there would be a raffle drawing. By the way, the match is up, guys, so you can go ahead and join. But as I was saying, though, you guys may know that we are doing a raffle in EIF where one lucky superstar will win themselves a Carney Care package. And all you need to do is, we're doing it a bit of a different way than we originally had. So we have about roughly, I believe, 40 tickets involved. What we're going to ask is that, and you can feel free to respond either on Twitch if you have registered, and I will let the people know that are registered, or you can tell it to me verbally if I get the chance to hear you, or you can send it to me on a message either through my phone or through Xbox One messaging. There are the following entered into the raffle: Tripod, James, Arkoffel, Beatdown, Hybrid, NBC Master, and Greedy. So what is that, 6 people? Yeah, 6. So 6 people. So all you need to do is, we are doing the raffle this way. We have, as we're waiting for Beatdown, who had to restart his game, but what we are doing is, you will pick a number from 1 to 100. We will announce the number in, or actually, what time is it right now? 3:45. Okay. At 4:45, between 4:45 and 5 p.m. Eastern time, which is about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes from now, we will announce the winning number. The number has already been picked. It is a number from 1 to 100. So if you would like, you can go ahead and submit your entries. The easiest is to contact me through message on Xbox, so that way I make sure that I check it. If you are a part of this and you do not send me your picks, you will get 10 random picks through randomgenerator.com. Those will be your 10 random numbers. So that way you are guaranteed in. Some of you have more picks than others. All right, so this side, Ratluck. All right, guys, now the question. So hopefully this will help. It's a chase between me and Ratluck. Who will escape first? Perfect. All right, guys. Well, it's time to try and start. The record to beat is 8 seconds. Ready? Ding, ding, ding. And 15 minutes are underway. Trapped inside a cage, and DZ yet again with the first move. A bulldog, or I'm sorry, a neck breaker connecting for DZ. DZ looking to spill new blood on the Intercontinental Championship, although he has held this title in the past. He's now thrown back, and a jawbreaker connects. Again, first time in 2 years we are seeing a steel cage take place here at EIF, and what better of a time to pick than WrestleMania. First of 5 championship matches. Everybody loves title matches in EIF. And the Intercont, the top mid-card title, will be the first one to be defended today. DZ, Irish whip reversal, beatdown off the rope. And now beatdown, gutbuster delivered to the challenger. These two have been involved in the last now 3 straight Intercontinental Championship matches. DZ using a reversal. All started when DZ was trying to cash in one-on-one against Midnight Mayfire, and then beatdown was given a title shot that he was allowed to use. DZ was irate about it. Requested a one-on-one rematch with Beatdown after Beatdown ended up winning that triple threat. DZ ended up losing it. There was a lot of running around from both ends, and now they're here trapped inside a steel cage. It'll be interesting to also see if the cage is used as a weapon at any point. DZ Irish whip back into the turnbuckle, and Beatdown with a spear. Another spear to DZ, not the finisher one though. And a big clothesline connects. Stomp onto the ribs of DZ. DZ rolled over, and now Beatdown, thwarting DZ onto the canvas. Not comfortable for the challenger. But remember, you have to wonder how much of this means something now as opposed to 15 minutes from now or 14 minutes from now. By the way, periodically throughout the match, I will remind people of the time, and you can request it if you are a superstar competing in this match. You can request the amount of time left. DZ now, strong Irish whip beatdown. Viciously thrown into that steel structure as you watch that wall, nearly no give. And that's what we talk about, using the cage as a weapon, using your surroundings as a weapon, and ever since, now the Intercontinental Champion in a world of hurt. That was a smart move from DZ, smart tactics from a veteran of steel cage matches. And now Beatdown with a reversal. And Beatdown spinning heel kick stopped. DZ with a clothesline. 12.5 minutes remain. 2.5 if left. DZ from the top rope. Oh! A painful knee to the back of the head of Beatdown. It was certainly an awkward way to do it. And now DZ picking up Beatdown. Beatdown maybe stopping DZ from maybe trying yet again. Throw him into the cage, and Beatdown might have actually caught a piece of that cage as it looks like he ran into it himself. DZ now choking the life out of the Intercontinental Champion. Stomp onto the ribs. DZ picking up Beatdown. Spinebuster connects, and the challenger has come alive. Now DZ, headlock locked in on Beatdown. Intercontinental Champion hit with a drop toe hold. DZ though already stamina settling in. I'm pretty embarrassed to say that Triple H has, although Triple H is kind of old. Oh no, DZ yet again. Oh, Beatdown yet again. Second time, maybe even the third if you count that time where he ran into it himself. Beatdown thrown into the steel cage. Can use it as a weapon. DZ with a right hand. And DZ now with an elbow, just headhunting. Oh, wait a minute. DZ had a stamina issue. We talked about that. Now Beatdown taking advantage with the DDT. Intercontinental Champion has been in pain for the last couple of minutes. Now he connects with a neck breaker. Remember, the Intercontinental title has only been successfully defended at WrestleMania one time. It was 5 years ago. DZ, Irish whipping Beatdown into the turnbuckles, and they have been looking for something else. So DZ again with Beatdown in the corner. And Beatdown again using a reversal. Russian leg sweep. They're both out of reversals now. ton of red-shirted fans in the crowd. What's going on? I just noticed like 5 of them. It's like a Where's Waldo. Educator connects for beatdown. The beatdown dropping down to one knee. Nearly 1/3 of this timed portion of the match has been erased. 10 minutes and 20 seconds remain. DZ reverse off the rope. Here comes beatdown. And beatdown able to avoid DZ. DZ running, looking for the high knee. Off the rope. Won't happen. And here goes beatdown. Flapjack delivered to the challenger. They've been back and forth in this matchup. Beatdown picking up DZ. And now DZ getting a taste of his own medicine from the champion. Into the steel goes DZ. And a neck breaker from beatdown. Beatdown with his first taunt. DZ now trying to crawl over to the cage wall maybe. And look at beatdown just stalking him. DDT connects. DZ thinks he's going to be allowed up. Beatdown says no. You notice the damage of DZ enhanced so much as he's able to get that clothesline, but the damage just multiplied to DZ when he was thrown into that cage wall. How damaging it is. DZ, though, able to regain the offense off of a high knee. Beatdown trying to use the ropes to his advantage to help him up. DZ will take advantage, though, with that Russian leg sweep. The stomp. DZ hitting a plate of chops across the chest of beatdown. His chest and face have been burrowed into the steel structure already twice, so certainly doesn't help him at all. Another DDT. Oh, you see the way DZ's head landed on that canvas. Painful for DZ. They both continue to trade shots back and forth. And now beatdown, flapjack again. 8 minutes and 30 seconds remain. We're 1 minute away from the halfway point, which is at 7:30. Now DZ again off the rope. Beatdown. Watches DZ catch himself there. He's trying to avoid the steel. Backbreaker delivered to DZ. Now DZ and beatdown both kind of squirming around. It's the cage that really, you look at the impact that these two have taken from the steel structure. Big boot from beatdown, but that's really what's added to the damage, added to the stamina factor that both these men don't have. Now beatdown with a beautiful drop kick delivered from champion to challenger. Last year DZ was involved in the WrestleMania 8 main event. This year he finds himself the top mid-card championship picture. And looking to do what he could not do last year at WrestleMania, and that is come out victorious. Certainly unscathed is not possible given a steel cage and a 15-minute breakaway limit. This is basically, if you want to experience what a day in prison's like, this is the match you do it in. DZ with an elbow to the face of beatdown. Second time this match that following a grapple, DZ has fell to stamina complications. Both men with 2 finishers, and it looks like they might be awaiting to do one later in the match, perhaps when this timer evaporates. Beatdown now head to the top turnbuckle. Body splash connects. And beatdown. Picking up DZ. DZ reverse back body drop. Delivered. And DZ seating. Beatdown. DZ paling in reversals 1 to 3. They both are allowed a maximum of 4. But beatdown is not looking too favorable right now. And DZ with a little bit of sign language. Make it twice for 2 taunts for the challenger. Beatdown using his recovery ability now. 2 to 1 in taunts favoring DZ. Axe handle over the back of beatdown's head. And another clubbing blow to beatdown, keeping him on the ground. DZ picking up beatdown. Looking for the opportunity to take advantage. Irish whip off the rope. Here comes beatdown. Champion stopping himself again. Both these guys have not done too well going off the rope. And a big knee, though, from DZ that time. It certainly worked out. And again, we talk about the ropes being a factor because beatdown sort of made a gaffe there trying to go for that big boot when he was coming off the rope. It didn't work out for him. DZ keeping beatdown on the ground, and under 6 minutes remain in this match. So nearly getting into the bottom third of these 15 minutes. Float over DDT, and the champion able to yet again take advantage. Elbow to the back of the head of DZ from beatdown. You know, one thing I like to point out in these matches is you'll watch how the desperation changes. And this is one of the fun things about watching these time matches. You're going to see that again later on today when we have our scramble match for the United States Championship, because what begins to happen is you see the strategies change. The way the superstar fights change. They realize there's less time. So the strategy is to make sure that you have these reversals. In a game like this, you have to make sure you have the reversals back. If you're out of reversals come towards the end of the match, you could be losing this match guaranteed as soon as it hits 15. Another thing that you have to do is you have to determine when do you want to use these finishers. They both have them in beatdown, yet again thrown into that steel structure. That's another part of the strategy, is you have to use the cage, your surroundings, as a weapon. Both these men have done that. DZ more frequently than beatdown for sure. But again, in the meantime, you get to take advantage, and now DZ backing up. Beatdown using recovery ability, and DZ just allowing it. 4.5 minutes remain. And this is part of that strategy we're talking about. You see there, DZ not really trying to push the pace, and right now, what's he doing? Slow, methodical pace. That slow-paced wrestling, that is the best time to do it in a match like this. In a match like a steel cage, like a 15-minute breakaway limit, or even like a scramble match, because if you're DZ right now, you're in the driver's seat. You know that. You got 3 finishers. You almost have 4 reversals back. Beatdown does have 4 reversals. And now Beatdown again, thrown right into the cage viciously. But if you're DZ, you take a couple seconds. You do a move like this. Chin lock locked in for DZ. This takes a lot of seconds to finish off the move. More and more time continuing to drain. And Beatdown able to take advantage over the drop kick. Stomp, DZ with a reversal. Now DZ with a running neck breaker. And the other question that you have to think now is, how is stamina going to be for these two? I mean, I'm really interested to see, 15 minutes. I mean, how slow are you going to be climbing the cage? Have either of these guys even competed in a cage match on 2K16? Look at DZ. You'd think he has a leash around the neck of Beatdown, just walking around him like a dog, and then taking advantage when he can. DZ is not really sure what DZ's doing. He's doing some grapples around the turnbuckle, so I'm not quite sure. Side slam connects for DZ. Just taking some time to get back to both feet again, as is less than 3 minutes remaining. Awkward animation there for Beatdown. DZ able to take advantage. They have both been heavily damaged in this 15-minute match. And now, oh, wait a minute, what's this? A Beatdown Irish whip. DZ from one turnbuckle back into a boot, dropping DZ, and it looked like he carried that boot throughout, all the way to the ground. Back suplex delivered from Beatdown to DZ. DZ now crawling, Beatdown going to try and take advantage. No, wait, DZ stops him with a knee to the face. Now DZ, right hand connects. Irish whip, throws Beatdown into the turnbuckles. DZ just taking his time. DZ trying to be smart. 2-minute warning. Now less than 2 minutes. DZ trying to pick his spots here. Beatdown goes for the uppercut. Oh, DZ with an ignorant slap to the face. Disrespect, and now Beatdown trying to fight back. They're exchanging reversals, but hey, DZ is out of reversals, and they're both out of reversals. Less than 2 minutes to go. Spear! Spear connects for Beatdown. The first finisher of the match. And 1 minute and 25 seconds remain. Beatdown spinner on the back fist. Beatdown going off the ropes. Now coming back and gonna wait. Drops the elbow over the chest of DZ. And now he's just awaiting. DZ up. Back into the corner. Beatdown. Float over DDT connects as it hits. 1 minute remains and now less. Down to the second in this Intercontinental Championship cage match. Beatdown with another spear. DZ out of reversals. He can't defend. Look at DZ. He's got his head sitted up and just dropping right back down slowly. Beat down in a pivotal position. 35 seconds remaining. Beatdown has got to wait till it hits 0 for him to be allowed to climb. And now DZ trying to get up. Beatdown takes advantage. Neckbreaker connects. Beatdown watching. 15 seconds. Beatdown just continuing to try and hold the offense. DZ uses a reversal. He's out though. And a knee to the back. Reversed. Beatdown carrying DZ back towards the center of the ring. 3, 2, 1. And time is up. Beatdown is able to climb. But wait a minute. He's not climbing. He's going for the kill. Spear connects for Beatdown. Spear. And now Beatdown has left and will be replaced with an AI. But if he can climb out and escape this, and DZ has left, but I don't think it matters, and everybody disconnected, but Beatdown retains the Intercontinental Championship. Haha, 2K, you didn't get me in time. Good try though, bitch. As Beatdown is able to retain his Intercontinental title. Good match between both of them. Back and forth they went. Interesting strategies by both. Really ended up coming down to reversals as a big thing there. Had there been more reversals allowed for both, could have been a different story. DZ going into recovery mode also didn't help him too much. And because of that, Beatdown takes advantage, and the first championship defense of the evening is a successful one. Yeah, I know. If this doesn't get better by tonight, this is going to be scary because our matches are going to be a long... Yeah. I mean, I'd be cool with that. The thing is, though, regardless, like, the game servers are bad. That's the thing. Like, it's not... I don't think it's Ratlook that's impacting it. Like, we're just... Yeah. Alright, well, in the meantime, just want to yet again do another call out here for people that do need numbers for the raffle. We are still waiting on responses from, I believe, Hybrid, All right. All right, guys. So we are back here live. Obviously, I guess we're on, but I was disconnected temporarily. So, again, though, just want to remind everybody that we are still doing the raffle drawings, as I was trying to say. So, Beatdown, Hybrid, and NBC Master, you guys have until 5 o'clock to submit. That's less than an hour. Just send me your picked numbers, any number between 1 through 100. and the amount of raffle tickets you have. So you can do that. Beatdown, you have 1. So I will not reveal that, but I will reveal the number live on the stream. And we also want to owe some of our people that helped make this possible. And one of the so just a few of the guys actually that we're going to thank real quick for guys that actually were able and willing to go the extra mile and even donate. First off, a shout out to all 6 of the people that put in tickets for the raffle. That raffle proceeds went directly to EIF Wrestlemania, and that is our Beatdown Hybrid NBC, James, Greedy, and Tripod. And then a special thanks to 2 of our bigger purchase packs, which came from NBC as well as Tripod. Shout out to those 2. And of course, Greedy, thank you so much for doing everything that he has done throughout the last year, not just WrestleMania, but in general, really a big reason why EIF is where it is when it comes to the launching pad of our media that we have had. Hybrid, I believe you have 4 raffle tickets as well, so you have 4 numbers to pick from. Just send me a text of those. And then also, something that I promised we would do earlier, let's go ahead and go to our shout-outs. We have a number of new followers today, and we're not even halfway through the show, which is a good thing. Remember, guys, we're looking to get, if we can, we are looking to get our 200 follower mark. It would be great if that could happen. So just a shout out to a few guys that, and we can't get everybody, but hey, who knows? I might be able to do more shout outs later on if we continue to get more. So 360 Stun, a shout out to him. Justin Love 77, I like that. And Jared Bowden. Thank you guys for following us here on the EIF network. And there were a few others that have followed us, and we thank you as well. And according to a count, we should be 9 followers away from getting to 200. So hopefully we can do that today. And with your support as fans, I'm sure that is more than doable. As we get set here, let's quickly bring back in 2 of our panelists from earlier in the day here. We've got the guys that are back. They're not competing just yet. Greedy, Tripod, welcome back in. And I don't know. Actually, I'm going to have to see if our cameraman can get the unmuting done, because I believe we have all the mics muted. So I'll have to double check that. Does anybody want to test talk and see if we can hear you? Might be having a mic issue.
No, I'm you.
See if Ratluck can get it. All right. Greedy, you there? Greedy. No, he's not there. All right.
I'm here.
Well, I see Tripod's here, so yeah, if Greedy won't talk, we could at least hear from Tripod. So, although for some reason it's not letting Ratluck unmute Greedy, according to from what I've been watching here on the stream.
What's up?
So.
Yeah, what's up? Hello?
Well, I'm trying to wait there. It's not letting Ratluck unmute you. Oh, there it is. Okay, you're good. Oh, and by the way, shout out 360 Stun. Just so you know, my gamer tag is EIF Owner Carney.
Right,
and if you get a chance, just pay attention for the next match. Like if you can't get it all down, it's all caps lock. And then in our next match, you should see my gamer tag in there. And you should just from there be able to, if you want to add me on Xbox One. Same thing goes for any of you other guys out there if you want to add me. So anyway, Greedy and Tripod, bringing you guys back in here, and of course thanks to Hassel for providing some more background information. But all right, Greedy, Tripod. So it's been a Superstardom-packed start, nearly or just over a third through this show here today at WrestleMania. Obviously, you guys know, man, it's had some great moments, but obviously a ton of bullshit, for lack of a better term. So. What are your thoughts so far through this day, Tripod?
Well, I mean, I'll admit, Greedy has predicted probably better than I have today on some of these matches. There have been the shocks like I was talking about earlier today when we started the pre-show. that there were going to be people proving that they can make their mark. And we've seen that tonight, especially with the first match of the day when NBC beat Deathlock. That was a shocker right there. NBC made his mark, and now he has a chance to make his mark again in the Money in the Bank ladder match and possibly become the next world heavyweight or superstar champion.
All right, Greedy, what do you think so far through this day?
Oh my God, what an incredible WrestleMania. Look, obviously things happen, nothing ever goes to plan. Okay, that's life. And unfortunately for us, we just have to deal with it quite a lot. But you know what? Put all the disconnects aside, put all the lagging out, everything aside, right? Look at the quality of these matches. For the most part, we haven't had any special type stipulations. We've literally had normal matches. This is WrestleMania. This is where we're supposed to go big or go home, right? And here we are. We're having 3 normal matches, and they're all superstars. They're not even their own movesets. And look at how amazing these matches have been. You know, you look at Jumper. Wow, what an incredible performance. Never met him, but now look, he's winning his match. 3 reversals to 4 to a guy with submission. Kicked out of it twice. I'm sorry, got out of it twice. And now he won the match. He's a guy who we're going to look at. He's going to be a threat. And it's somebody that we need to look out for. The other 2 matches, amazing. You know, Pepsi did a great job. Prop Jack, we all thought he was going to just beat James down. Nobody expected that James would come back and this would be a 25-minute match, and it was. It was an incredible match, and even though we have disconnects, we still fight back even harder and beat down. You know, congratulations to him. I was wrong about my prediction. I'm sorry. I'm proud of him, and I just can't wait to keep seeing what happens, and I hope I win the raffle, by the way. But yeah,
I was going to point out I was right on that prediction.
Hey, how about that? How about that 15-minute breakaway limit? We see the cage for the first time in 2 years. What did you guys think about that? How was the match?
Greedy, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. I really liked it. I love when people use the environment to their advantage. I love that they started using, you know, the cage, and you really saw that impact. I think my favorite moment was when Triple H, DZ is Triple H, strongly Irish whipped Edge into the steel cage side, but it was the one that was facing towards our camera angle, so we could really see how damaging it was. And then, of course, him hitting the spear to end the match, amazing. Just, you know, one of those things that, like, that's how you end the match. You hit the finisher. There's a reason why we call it a finisher. Match is over. GG. So it was definitely a fun thing to see and a great a great story to tell.
Yeah, Tripod, what did you think about that match? Obviously, I believe Tripod, you had Beatdown predicted to win, if I was right.
I did have Beatdown predicted to win. It was at first I got nervous that Beatdown was gonna lose because DZ at the beginning he was kicking Beatdown's ass. I think Beatdown was in red and DZ was still in green, just like in James and Prof J. But again, never base something, or like the old saying, never judge a book by its cover. In this case, you see that and you're like, oh, Beatdown's gonna lose. He doesn't stand a chance. But just like with James almost came back against Prof. Beatdown did come back because of the time limit, and he did beat DZ. And I'm so happy that he ended up finishing off with a spear instead of just like getting DZ down with a normal move and climbing. Ending it with a spear was the perfect way to end it.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure how that ending was going to happen. You know, Beatdown was there, and I wasn't sure. It looked like, I mean, based on my judgment, I thought he was just going to wait till I hit 15 and then be done. The fact that he did that with a spear, a little bit of a salt in the wound, to kind of say the least, in terms of saying that towards DZ, but obviously a cool way to end it here at WrestleMania. It doesn't hurt to do a little bit of showboating at Mania, and obviously a lot of that came from Prop Jag and James Arkoffel. What a match that was! I think that's safe to say that's your two's pick for match of the night. Am I right thus far?
Oh yeah.
Oh, by far, yeah, by a mile, yeah, absolutely.
So
everyone better step it up.
Yeah, and we have a lot to come up here in these next couple of hours here. WrestleMania again, 1/3 of the way through the show. Only one title match happening thus far. Just to give everybody an update, still waiting on arrival from the United States champion Aaron, who is set to defend that title. It's another superstardom match as far as it goes. The X Division, Liz Mann, the champ, has been waiting patiently online as challenger Icon. Nowhere to be seen right now, but from what we understand, we do trust Icon will be here probably any time now, as he has been working a little bit. Not everybody could get off for the full day for Mania, unfortunately. It took me a little bit of begging to do so myself, and I'm sure a couple of you guys went through that as well. Don't forget to make sure to, if you're here right now and you're on the Twitch, make sure you guys give a round of applause, a little bit, to some of the guys that are making this day happen, in particular Ratluck, Brutality, Hybrid. Those three guys put in a lot of work for the Ratluck, doing a lot of work for the in-game entrances, Hybrid doing all the video package work, and Brutality doing a good job of always trying to moderate and keep people up to date, as well as some of our other moderators. We have Hostile, who has been trying to help us out here a little bit. He's been doing that today in between arcing it up. Shout outs to Tony Soccer Boy on the stream. Yeah. Hey, I wish Tony would come back. Believe me, you're not the only one in on that.
We want
Tony.
Definitely
like to see Tony. I would have been all for it, but
I want that
Tony,
rematch against you, Tony, from
it
SummerSlam.
Didn't you get killed in that match?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want a rematch.
It's been the most anticipated rematch. Hostile, I thought you said you were on Arc. My apologies. But let's see, maybe we can
was on Arc.
Maybe we can hear from a couple of guests. Who knows? And you never know who will appear at an EIF WrestleMania. I'm sure we still have a number of big names to possibly come in and get their name thrown into the hat. Who knows what will happen there?
Ratluck, mute me.
Let's see who's online.
Greedy all of a sudden wants himself to be shut up. Ratluck's looking on his friend list to try and see who he can get on as well.
Carney, we doing the Untamed challenge now?
Well, we are waiting. Untamed Legend is on. That's something we didn't really talk about today, as Untamed is on. But Untamed wants a challenge, and he wants a big name. So the rumor is that whoever Untamed's opponent is going to be is potentially going to be someone with legendary accolades. So we're not exactly sure who this is going to be. We've been talking a little bit.
God.
Untamed had thrown out the challenge, so this is obviously something he's very confident about, something that he wants to kind of show. And that, by the way, thanks for the quote there, Jag. Appreciate it. But again, so Untamed really wants to showcase, and Untamed earlier this week said that he was better than half the people on the card here at WrestleMania. Now, to Untamed's credit, he is a former multi-time X Division champion, but to make such a bold statement like that, normally you better have your work boots with you and be able to back it up, and Untamed's going to be asked to do that at some point tonight. We're not exactly sure of when that Untamed Open Invitational is happening. And, of course, we will sometimes even throw impromptu matches out to see if we can get some matches with some of the people that have not had a match or were not scheduled for WrestleMania. A guy we were afraid to schedule is online, and that's Death. And there's a chance we could get him a match. Problem is needing to find somebody else that would also be willing and able to compete with him. So that could be the issue. And you can see Death, hashtag ladder, and a lot of people do remember that one. So let's go ahead and bring Death into the party. Death, you've gotten the invite, so if you can join, feel free to.
Hashtag fire death. Hashtag fire death. Get it trending.
Hashtag fire death, which went crazy at last year's WrestleMania. That was actually on an alternative broadcast. We had an affiliate. I'll give a shout out to the Man with Pants, aka Hybrid Maniacs channel. So very rarely would I give Twitch shout outs to the channels, to the followers for sure, but obviously Hybrid does plenty for us. So we certainly thank him for that.
Yes, it's true.
Fire Death from James. Level 2. As Death James League. People don't remember that. People just, after you're here for so long, I think you tend to kind of forget what's going on.
Forget where you come from.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Don't forget, guys, still waiting to hear from both Hybrid Maniac and NBC Master on numbers from 1 to 100. If you guys
send
get a
your
chance
damn
to pick.
thing. Please. Send your video. Send your numbers. I want my care package.
Just text me 4 random numbers. That's all you need to do. Oh, we just have gotten word that all right, yeah, no, I hear you. Okay, we have just gotten word that a former EIF superstar has just entered the arena. And apparently, he's making his way. All right, guys, let's find out who it is. All right, so we could have somebody coming in here. And Death, we are waiting you, man. So if you're still there, it says you're on WWE 2K16. You got to join the party, brother. That is not the superstar, by the way, that I'm talking about. It is not Death, because Death is not a former superstar, just so everybody knows. But or at least I think he's joining the party, I should say. It's not a girl. It's not a girl. Yes, I think we've had 2 girls in EIF. Atomic Spitfire and okay. All right, guys. Well, hey, just so everybody knows, quick update for you. We are actually going to be taking a quick time out from the stream. It'll be very brief, and I'll be getting on directly through me. So if you guys just give me one moment here, we will go ahead and get that set up for you. So we'll be right back with WrestleMania 9.